The nation's best MMA returns on June 15th with Rocktagon 27, Way of the Warrior, at the UAW Event Center, local number 1005 in Cleveland, Ohio. Rocktagon's National Pro-Am Series returns to pick Cleveland's best MMA talent against the best fighters from around the globe. The main event featuring Taiwan, the Rising Dragon Howard, taking on Chicago's Quentin McCradle. Tickets starting at $35 are on sale now at RocktagonWorldwide.com or any discount drug mart. Music by American Wi-Fi. RocktagonWorldwide.com.
Welcome back to the Rocktagon. It's time for the ladies to take over, and we send it up to Jake Dignan to bring them out.
The following contest is in the Rocktagon MMA Amateur Novice Women's Division. And it is brought to you by Intimidation Clothing. Introducing first, making her way down the aisle to the blue corner, please welcome Kaylee Borges.
Kaylee Borges out of Iron Horse Martial Arts and American Top Team here in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, comes in with a 2-0 record, will yet to taste defeat inside the cage.
A woman of few words. We spoke to her before the match. She was, I think, more annoyed with us than anything, but that's how it gets. When you get in that zone and you want to fight, takes us very seriously, and she's focused on her opponent. Says she's not too worried about it. And I got to tell you, women's MMA tends to be 10 times more exciting than men's because they get into the cage and they feel like they have not only to prove something against their opponent, to prove something to the people who came out to watch them, to prove something to the organization, but to prove to the fans who maybe sit in the crowd going, oh, I came here to see the men fight. They're fighting, it's basically them versus the world when they walk in the cage.
The women always steal the show.
Always.
That's one rule here in mixed martial arts action.
And she said that she watched some of her opponent on tape and saw that she liked to use the clinch, liked to be a Muay Thai fighter, and she's worked on fighting out of the clinch, striking out of the clinch, and controlling the fight from that area. So focusing on not only what she does well, but also on what her opponent does well, very well-rounded. That's like watching film in the NFL, breaking down batters in baseball. It doesn't matter. You got to know your opponent, got to know who you're facing. It always gives you an advantage.
Absolutely, and we get a good look at Kaylee Borges, the Banshee. 2-0 record. Last victory was back in August by submission, guillotine choke, as you mentioned. As we see Ms. Borges enter the cage, we send it up back to Jake Dignan to bring out her opponent.
And her opponent making her way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Vanessa Demopoulos.
Vanessa Demopoulos comes in with a 1-0 record, fighting out of Ronin Training Center in Columbus, Ohio, the first of a few Ohio fighters we have on the card, as we take a look at the defense soap. Tail of the tape.
Borges, 20 years old. Demopoulos, a little bit older at 24. A little bit of a height difference there as Borges 5'5", Demopoulos 5'1", 120 pounds for Borges, 119 for Demopoulos, and only a 2-inch reach advantage for Borges and Demopoulos. Really not too much difference between the two fighters there, right?
Yeah, 4-inch advantage for Borges, but only a 2-inch reach advantage for Demopoulos. And that's really more important than the overall height.
Yeah.
I mentioned she's 1-0 in October of 2012. She beat Gina Begley, which is significant. It was her debut. And Gina Begley is a 3-1 fighter.
Yeah.
And as we've mentioned, it's not always who you beat, but who they've beaten.
Yeah. Very good fighter. She took out, and if anybody's wondering about her conditioning, she trains 2 or 3 times a day. A day. I barely work out 2 or 3 times a month, let alone 2 or 3 times a day. So Vanessa Demopoulos in great shape, and she's ready for this fight, certainly. Said her camp went very well, too.
She said, sorry I'm not that exciting. I live in the gym. And I said, there's a lot of things exciting about that, Vanessa.
Good in Muay Thai. Been doing jiu-jitsu for a while now. Cleveland native. Moved down to Columbus. Been all over the place. And you could tell very serious about the sport, Ryan. There's no joking around with either of these two ladies pre-fight. They're very focused on the task at hand.
Melissa Summers, who does a terrific job for Rocktagon and from Big Shock Media went and saw Vanessa train. They did knuckle bear crawls across the gym, and Vanessa beat all the guys.
The following contest is a catchweight bout in the Rocktagon MMA Amateur Novice Women's Division. Introducing first in the blue corner, she fights out of Indianapolis, Indiana. She weighed in at 120 pounds, representing Iron Horse Martial Arts, American Top Team, and Team Indiana with an MMA record, 2 wins, 0 losses. Please welcome Kaylee the Banshee Borges! And her opponent in the red corner, she fights out of Columbus, Ohio. She weighed in at 119 pounds, representing Ronin Training Center with an MMA record, 1 win, 0 losses. Please welcome Vanessa Demopoulos! This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and when the action begins, your referee is Mr. Jeff Malott.
Kaylee Borges in the red and black. Vanessa Demopoulos in the black with purple trim. 2 undefeated 120-pound amateurs in the female novice amateur division here in Indiana.
And you can tell Demopoulos going for the leg kicks early on, feels that maybe she has an advantage. They are trading early though, Ryan.
Wow, this is action. Demopoulos was winning on the feet, and although Borges was going nowhere, she got the clinch. As you mentioned, they've been working on the clinch in her camp, and she successfully uses it to secure the takedown. Now in the half guard of Vanessa Demopoulos.
Demopoulos been working on her jiu-jitsu for about 1.5 years. Well-rounded fighter, feels comfortable on her back if she has to. You can see her very active with the hips early on, looking to try to escape there, not able to do it. Still controlling actions from the top is Kaylee Borges. And Borges looks to be a little bit bigger up top, a little thicker of a fighter. You know, you see everybody weighs in at the same because you're in the same weight class, but you put that weight back on over the next 24 hours, and you can see there that Borges probably walks around a little bit heavier than Demopoulos. It's going to be tough for her to strengthen her way out from the bottom.
She's got the background of a grappler. Green belt in judo, blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Also trains in BJJ, obviously, and right now she is controlling the action on the ground. Looking to pin down the arm of Demopoulos, and Demopoulos is looking for a triangle. Kaylee Borges tries to slam out of it, and look for Demopoulos she's got to grab that right arm of Borges and pull it across her neck.
And she's getting a chin full of knee from Borges right now.
What she wants to do is flatten that leg across the back of her neck and secure the choke. And you'll see again, she's working that arm across the throat of Borges. And Borges is in some trouble here.
Demopoulos may look uncomfortable from the bottom, but in a good position here, as you said.
And she may transition to an armbar, and that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going back and forth. She has that right arm of Borges, and you'll see her commit to it.
And now you can see the knee really bothering Demopoulos. She actually let go completely and tried to push the knee off, gets away from it, now go back to work.
This is a much more secure. You see the angle of that leg across. And Borges is out. Excellent job by Borges. Demopoulos is holding on to that right arm, and now it's clear.
Very technical so far on the ground here. Both these ladies know exactly what they're doing, feeling out what the other one's trying to do.
Borges gets the back, pulls her.
She may have missed an opportunity for the choke there too.
Demopoulos turns around, looking to take the top control. And now it's Borges looking for the finish. Inside 10 seconds, there's the gable grip, looking to squeeze it, but she doesn't have her back, and we're gonna see round 2.
Wow, a lot of action there in round number 1. We saw him trade on the feet. Probably Demopoulos got the better of that exchange. They get down on the mat, back and forth. They went pretty even there. I don't envy the judges here tonight as you watch some very evenly matched up opponents. But a great job. I gotta say, the most technical part of the entire round to me, yes, there was a lot of submission attempts and back and forth in there. But Borges, to have the state of mind to be able to use that knee, put it right onto the chin of Demopoulos, and Demopoulos had to actually give up on a submission attempt at one point to remove the knee. It was bothering her so much that it was pushing her face into the mat. That's those little things, being in the cage, having a couple victories under your belt as Borges does. Those are the things you learn. There's our beautiful ring girls again.
Randy Morgan and Karina, winners of the regional Rocktagon ring girl contest, and there's Kaylee Borges. Will, this is a tough one to call. And I know it's not an official scorecard, but who do you have on the Will Burge scorecard?
I'm actually going to give round number 1 to Vanessa Demopoulos because she got the better of the stand-up, even though it was brief, and then on the ground, a little bit more technical, a couple of escapes, a couple submission attempts, but very, very close. Wouldn't be surprised if it went either way.
Great first 3 minutes. This is set for three-minute rounds. 120-pound amateur novice weight class here in Indiana. We're at Rocktagon 25. Vanessa Demopoulos takes center cage. Good body shot, straight right. A nice outside leg kick by Kaylee Borges. Followed up with a right upstairs. The head kick. Borges. These girls are striking. They both look comfortable.
Yep.
They're exchanging, and then as soon as they get their hands on each other, they go for the takedown. Borges, nice knees out of the clinch there. That's part of the game that they've been working on specifically for this fight and this opponent.
Well, Demopoulos, very strong out of the clinch, studies Muay Thai. As you see right there, circle around. She'll start using the body, working the body against the cage. And that's a tough place to be if you're Borges. You know, you can study it all you want. If it's not your forte, it's tough to fight a Muay Thai fighter in a Muay Thai area of the cage.
Look at Demopoulos almost taking the back here, had double underhooks. Those are punches to the face, which, nice job. This is just a great scramble right here. And Vanessa Demopoulos ends up on top in the guard of Borges.
Impressed with the push off of the cage to get the momentum to bring this fight back down to the ground. Now Demopoulos on top, and you got to be careful with her. As we saw, she switched from submission attempt to submission attempt, no problem in round number 1. Obviously very comfortable down here.
Yeah, all it took was a few punches to the face out of that schoolboy headlock. Vanessa said, I've had enough of this. She's got the after party to go to. Let me not bloody my face up. Let me take this fight to the ground, and let's get working on some submissions again. Very difficult for Borges here with the braids in the face.
But a great job there by Demopoulos using the knees. Every time she's able to posture up, no other place to strike but the bottom of the hammies and the glute area of Borges on the ground, and that's going to hurt. If this gets late in round number 3, you're going to feel those.
Almost, that technically should be an illegal strike there to the face as both women were down. But nice job by Borges getting her leg in, creating separation, and pushing Demopoulos off. They're back standing. Demopoulos, double underhook here. This is similar to how she got her on the ground last time. And the left foot back on the cage. Let's see if she uses that to explode into a takedown.
And look at the power in the legs of Demopoulos. I mean, just tree trunks. Holding her ground, they don't move as much, and every time she wants to move, Borges has to move with her. I mean, the strength of the lower body of Demopoulos is unbelievable at this point, and it's really worked to her advantage so far.
Good punch, nice little dirty boxing by Kaylee Borges. And there's that strength coming in. Borges looked for the takedown, and it's Demopoulos who holds it up. Nice takedown defense by Vanessa Demopoulos, and that might have won. So often we talk about winning the round in the last few minutes. That might have won in the round by preventing the takedown.
Yeah, very well could have. In fact, that was a pretty well-rounded round there for Demessa. Little monster Demopoulos. That was actually probably a better round than round number 1, and I gave her round number 1 as well. But once again, you got to tell your fighter, if you're in the corner, look, you got to go all out in round number 3. You never know how these judges are going to go here. And very, very even fight, back and forth they went, but I still feel like Vanessa Demopoulos probably getting the better of Kaylee Borges right now. And before the fight, we asked, did you see the takedown there again?
It's actually Kaylee Borges who pushed off the cage, looking for the takedown. Look at the top control by Vanessa Demopoulos. We get a look at Kaylee Borges, very focused fighter.
You know, both of them confident coming in. Demopoulos before the fight said, I got this. Yes, I got this. It ends with me. Well, all right then. We'll see if it does end with her, whether it's in round number 3, the TKO, KO, or submission, or whether it'll be the referee raising her hand after it goes to the judges. One more round to decide it here, Ryan. Great action so far in this one.
3 minutes to decide this. Vanessa Demopoulos, black trunks, purple trim. Kaylee Banshee Borges in the red and black.
Demopoulos telegraphed that head kick and ate a right hand for it.
Body kick by Demopoulos. Both these girls really staying in the pocket. Doing a nice job sitting there, exchanging. We're back in the clinch game. Very wise of Kaylee Borges. The foot stomp. Somewhere Chris Lieben is smiling.
Just going to say the most underused, underrated part of MMA is the foot stomp. In the Muay Thai clinch, nobody uses it enough. It not only hurts you, but it's just bothersome. If you're the other opponent, sometimes you give up a good position. You're just sick of getting your foot stomped on.
That's like the little brother.
Yeah.
Just annoys you. This is the same position as last time. Vanessa looking for the takedown. And she's going to grapevine that right leg and look to pull her back. Use her own weight against her. And now it's Borges who's looking for the takedown.
And Borges focused on her corner, listening to the instructions.
Vanessa Demopoulos, that was a strength takedown. She just willed her way to pick her up and put her on the canvas.
Right into the guard now.
This is an amateur fight. We've got 3 minutes in this round. Demopoulos just scored a takedown, which scores points, and now she's on top. So it's very important for Borges to find a way to get back to her feet.
Borges focusing on her corner, listening to their instructions. Demopoulos has no problem riding this out. I got to feel like her in her corner would be pretty comfortable if this thing hits the scorecards after the first 2 rounds than what's transpired here early in round number 3.
10 seconds left. And Banshee going for an armbar. Step over armbar. She's in a good position here, but does she have enough time?
Great transition to it, but she might run out. Her clock is her biggest enemy at this point.
Thought I heard the 10-second tick. And Vanessa Demopoulos doing a nice job of stacking her up. And look at Borges looking in the corner for advice. Her corner is telling her arch hips, but the elbow is too far back. All she has is the hands. This is going to be very difficult to complete an armbar here.
Now, if this was a professional fight and Demopoulos got her arms free, she could actually go to town on Borges in a vulnerable position. But right now, Borges knows as long as she's laying on the mat, she can't eat any damage to the face, and she could stay down there as long as she wants till the referee makes her stand back up.
She's going to try and feed the left arm of Demopoulos around and go for a triangle choke. And here she is going for the arm again.
Very technical battle now. There's your 10-second marker. Both fighters just trying to score some points here. Demopoulos using the knees and the arms. Borges with the arms, and that'll do it.
Great round, great show of respect between the two girls. That's 3 rounds of action. As I said at the top, the women always steal the show, and they did their best right there.
Back and forth it went. It looked as though Borges was going to have the advantage early on. The Demopoulos in the middle rounds and in the beginning of the third, and then Borges rolls back over her way, trying to get some submissions late. And then the fight ends with Demopoulos back on top. And here you go. Here's that step over that you pointed out during the fight. This is absolutely flawless. Pulls the head back with the leg. Has the leverage. Wasn't able to finish it here, but certainly the judges look at that and they say, okay, that was damn close. Probably the closest we came to a submission the entire fight. They had scored Borges big points.
Nice job by Borges. Let's see how the judges factored that in. It was a submission attempt right before the end of the round. Either way, very difficult fight to score. As you see, the fighters once again embrace Vanessa Demopoulos coming across the cage.
Both fighters should be proud of that performance, but only one of them is going to remain undefeated after this one.
See the coaches from the Ronin Training Center telling Vanessa, put your hands up. Look like a winner, feel like a winner.
That's what we talked about earlier. Sometimes the judges, they're not 100% decided when they pick up that pin. They're going to look up in the cage. They want to see who's up there and they think they won. Why would they give you the victory if you don't even think you won? Good job by both fighters up there. I'll be interested to see how this one shakes out. My early prognostication is that Demopoulos steals this in a split decision. As you see here, once again, Borges rolling out, spinning around, but still had the arm locked in underneath. Wasn't able to do too much damage with it. Be interesting to see how this one shakes out, Ryan.
Jake Dignan has the scorecards. We sent up him for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of these Rocktagon female warriors. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards where we have a split decision. Judge Morley scores about 29-28 Borges. Judge Rose scores about 29-28 Demopoulos. And Judge Caldwell scores about 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Vanessa